Hey there, gang. We're gonna do a little bit more of the same. We're gonna try to finish up the main chain, tie it down to the plane, and take the path with the least amount of pain. Hey there, major miners and minor miners. Welcome back to the chain project. We're in the middle of island reformation, and we're getting rid of the old dreaded glass star in the middle of the island, and we're trading it in for a chain that helps hold the island down. So this is going to be the main chain, and we may add more later, we may not, that really holds everything together. So I'm excited about the way it is turning out. You can see how far we've gotten last time. We've gotten rid of most of the glass and added in the main supports for the chain. And you can see where we were beginning with our obsidian. We're going to make it look like it's tying into the nether brick that we've used, since you'll see how we're doing it. But I'm excited. Let's get this project going. Let's get digging. Alright, looks like we're going to need a little bit more on the nether slabs here. That should be enough and leave me enough brick to finish up the project. Here we are. Now, there's a couple pieces of slab that I didn't put in last time, so we're going to go ahead and put those in now. See that guy right there? We're going to make sure we've got that on all sides, just like that. So I'm going to put it in on the bottom half of that brick. So let's make sure we've got that everywhere. Here we are. That's the third one. And the fourth one. Let's double check. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, I do think the easier thing to do, instead of building from the bottom and adding the chain, is really going to be building from the top. So let's create a little bit of scaffolding here. And let's go up to add the nether bricks that we're going to need here to give this a little bit more shape. We're going to add that on all sides, right next to the obsidian. 5, 6, and 7, 8. Good. And then I want to put another brick of obsidian here on all of these corners. And this is going to give this sort of the illusion that the obsidian is tying into the nether brick. We're going to take our stairs and put them here, just like this. All right, and then we're gonna put our slab right in the middle. See what we did? So there's gonna be obsidian on the bottom half that hooks to the chain, and then this obsidian sticks through the top and fuses in with all of this nether brick. You'll see what I'm doing from this angle. So you can see it's like all hooking together, and when you see it from that top angle, it's going to produce a nice little pretty pattern, because we'll have from the top of the Tower of Elements in the future and other things, we'll have a view of this from the top. So it gives it a nice different sort of depth and look to it. Let's get rid of our scaffolding here. I don't think we're going to need it, at least for a little while. And let's put the obsidian in that we're going to need on the bottom half. So the obsidian that holds the chain on, creates just sort of a cross pattern down here. Here we are. And I probably didn't need the piece right in the middle, because I'm going to cover it, but just in case I do, we're going to leave it there. I know obsidian is Minecraft expensive, since it takes so long to mine with diamond pickaxes, but it's creating the look that I want. So we've got most of the anchor. I'm calling this the anchor because it's anchoring the chain to the island. We've got most of the anchor done. We're going to move on to adding on part of the chain. And then we're going to take a look at the bottom half and see what it looks like from the underneath. But this is the basic structure that I want. You'll see that the whole purpose of the thing is to hook the chain to the island. So let me take a nap to get some light, and we'll move on to building the chain. Here we are, back in chain action. All right. A lot of interesting things have happened since I last cut out. I took a look at my chain and made sure that the chain in the test world, made sure that we're getting the look that we want with the way that I'm building it. Also, a power outage happened, and I freaked out because my world was open, and I was so scared because I know there's been glitches in the past in people's servers or their games where a power outage will happen, and it'll cause a huge breakdown in their actual world. But it looks like everything is running fine in Briland, so that makes me happy. But I did have a small freak out moment there. But everything seems to be fine, and we're back to recording videos. So as you can see, I'm going to use cobblestone for my chain. I've done this with almost every single block in the game, and I just like the way the cobblestone looks. Maybe in the future one day they'll create a block that looks nicer to me for this purpose, and maybe I'll change it, but that's okay. Even iron and the new rock and granite and all that doesn't look as nice as I think this does for this purpose. So the chain is going to connect here and run through the island and all the way down to the ground. So let's get this thing started. I am going to, let's see here, put an upside down stair here and another one on the other side right here. And you can see kind of how I was thinking. The cobblestone connects to the obsidian, and the obsidian is super strong, which holds all this thing really together, the main anchor part. And it's funny because I always say, you know, aesthetics matters more than function in Briland, which is awesomely true. And it is from the perspective of a Minecrafter, obsidian makes sense for strength, which is fun to use. For those of you who are more experienced with Minecraft. Now, I'm going to use a longer chain for this first link. I'm going to make it 3 blocks high, and then the rest of my chain links will be 2 blocks high. And we're doing that, usually, you know, I want everything completely consistent, but we're doing that to play a trick on your eyes, because we want to be able to see the opening on the chain from the top and from the bottom. And if I make it 2 blocks high, then we give up that opening on either the top or the bottom. So this way it makes sense, visual sense. So we're going to put this here. I'm going to kind of show you what we do with the chains. And I'm going to have to open up my island and continue the building here. But we're going to put a block here, like so. And then we continue the next chain, just like this. And then this one will be 2 bricks high instead of 3. So I'm going to go right through the ground that I've got here. One, and let's open this up just a little bit. There we are. Whoa. Helps if I click in the right areas. There we are. Right there and right there. Perfect. And then we'll put a stairway underneath that. So let me open up this and we'll create some scaffolding to make this chain continue to work. I will be right back. Let's get digging. Okay, here we are back at it with the chain. We've got our scaffolding up. I've opened up a nice little hole here. So let's get in our next part of the chain. And you guys will sort of see the pattern that I'm going with here. This will take quite a bit of scaffolding. There we are. And let's put this guy here. It's really that simple. And then we're going to put another brick here. And we've got to get all of our angles down with the dirt. So it's going to take some digging, a little bit of back and forth. And here. And then we'll go down 2 and continue the process. It's going to be a good time. So it's going to be a little bit repetitive. And digging down is not the most fun in the world. But I don't want to do all the math it's going to take to... It'll take me longer if I start down there and then work my way up. So forget that. We'll just... we will build down, because no one loves building down more than me. But you guys can see the chain link effect that this creates using the 2 stairways. And it'll go 2 blocks all the way down. And I'm wondering if I'm going to create a structure like this down here in the middle section. And if so, I may have to redo my entire chain and put another 3-piece chain right here in the middle. Whew! That wouldn't be fun, would it? So, but we'll see. I'm thinking the single anchor makes the most sense, and then this anchor might be able to extend out and hook to the bottom sections also. But we'll have to see. I don't mind changing it if we need to change it in the future. So let's go down just a couple blocks here. 1, 2, 3. All right, let's put on a torch just for a little bit of light for our workspace here. And we've got 1 block already, so we need another block. And let's get our stairway out. Not stairway, but let's get our scaffolding out so we can add on the exciting stairs. A stair there. And a stair here. There we are. And then we put in the single block in the middle. And a stairway on each end. And it's going to be that same back and forth pattern. the whole way down. And now we go down 2 solid blocks for the next piece of chain. So we're going to continue this way, pretty much all the way down. The one with the torches is my standing block, so I can remember that. We're going to continue this way all the way down, so let me do some of this, and we will sort of zoom back in a little bit closer to the bottom and let you guys see the progress. All right, here we are. The chain is not done, but we've got a nice chunk of it finished. So let's keep going. There we are. You know, and I've been thinking of ways I might want to attach it on the bottom. And I'm excited. We can get creative and mix things up on this project. But I don't want to get overwhelmed with finishing up the chain. Just like with the cemetery project and the tree project and all that, it can bleed over to a million things. Like the question is going to be, how is Brian going to attach it down here? Is he going to do the same thing he did up there? We've got a plan. Don't worry. But it's going to be more extent than what is going to be allowed for the Island Reformation series. So we're going to finish this chain, get it all the way to the ground, and not worry about that as much now. But I am looking forward to what we can do with the chain. Maybe we'll make it go deep into the ground. Maybe we won't. So let's continue the chain. After the chain reaches the ground, we'll pretty much just do a simple little anchor to tie it down so it makes sense for the videos. But we will then really just go back up to the island and continue that project. And then once the island, I don't want to say it's done because it's never done, but once the island is in a more done state, then we will make a return to the chain and what's going to happen underneath the island, because there's all sorts of land down here that we get to play with, and which will continue into the Tower of Elements, which is going to be probably one of the main Briland projects among this whole thing. So one day I will get there, and that won't be Briland done, but it'll be a big chunk of the Briland vision completed once that tower is up. But there'll be all sorts of fun other projects and everything. This thing will go on forever, as long as I enjoy Minecraft, which will most likely be until I'm an old man. Let's get some of my scaffolding down just a little bit more. There we are. And my gosh, I might be able to go to the ground now. Oh, we need more stairs. Don't worry. We've got a workbench just for that. Stairs are pretty easy to make. Line up one of these deals here. Let's make a few stairs. Not too many, though, because I don't think we're going to need that much. There we are. Oops. Whoa. There we are. Like so, and so. Need our cobblestones. Right. Oh, there we are. And then another stairway to continue the pattern goes here. Oh no, a little bit too upside down. Right there and there. Okay, 2, 1, 2. And then a stair here is the third block. A stair is the third block. Hey, this ain't so bad from the ground. Well, I was doing better on the scaffolding because I wasn't getting the angles wrong. But really, it's not bad when we can just have this freedom to run around on. That's fun after doing the scaffolding thing, digging down. There we are, and we will put one stairway here. And we will put one here. Oops, I can't put it on the right way from here. Well, that was a mistake. And that is okay. We make those in Briland. We've got to get low enough so we're underneath the block so we can place the stairway in the right direction, which would be right there. And voila. Simplest anchor ever. It just hooks to the ground. But it will allow the vision to shine through. Let's take a look at our chain. And we'll take a look at it from a couple different views just so we can get a good idea if it's working. I do not want the chain to appear as a pillar. So if it does, we've got some ideas to mix this thing up to solve that. But it does not. Look at that. Awesome. Very cool. It's looking like the Briland chain is effective. Let me back up a little bit here and let's take a look at the chain from a couple different views. We've got the tower blocking here, so let me go to the side and behind it. Alright, here we are taking that traditional view from the Briland house roof. So this is what it's looking like from the top and of course from ground level. And it's definitely serving a much more exciting function that's going to fit with my sort of Minecraft theming from this angle. Let's take a look from under the house, and then we'll go back to the very ground floor and take a look at it from a distance. Here we are from underneath the island. I took out our scaffolding from the nether rack and some of the dirt that we had here to get up. And just so you can see the sort of open look that we have with the chain and how it's going to go all the way down to the ground. And it seems to be serving the function that I'm looking for, like a shooting down of the chain all the way to the ground. So looks good. Looks good. I'm very pleased with the way it is turning out, and the opening on the bottom from the top still allows me to see down to where this thing is going. So we'll figure out a way to balance this lookout down here to give it the illusion that it's connecting here also, or from there to the bottom. And then you'll also see a sort of system of wood and things and pillars in here to tie this whole structural system in, so this isn't just some open space that's impossible. Let's go down and take a look from another angle. Here we are from the rear near the Tower of Elements. You can see the chain right there, and the chain will be more prominent and stand out more, I think, once we get more lighting. I did this during the night and came out here to check out the chain, and you just couldn't really see it. So I'm excited to get the torches in underneath here and here, and some lighting sort of accent ideas that I've got and around the chain. That way this thing works in the evening. And looking at it, we may need a couple other chains, maybe chains over here, over here. I'm thinking maybe 3 would work. We'll have to figure out, but none of them need the complicated mounting system that this one has, being the main chain. So let's take a look from the other side and from the way back. Here we are. This is what the chain is looking like from the straight side over by the old quarry here. I'm liking it. I don't think I got a straight from the bottom view during the day, so you can see sort of the complicated, neat pattern all of the trapdoors and the fencing makes up there with the main anchor and mounting. There we are, one of my favorite old school views that I used to use when building the Pillar Island project in my videos. The side of the island from the other side. You can see where I was standing over there was the quarry. So you can definitely see the chain effect with all the light behind it. Very neat. Let's take one more look. And there we are as the sun is setting from the far back of the island. You can see the chain right here in the middle. Very pleased with how it is turning out. Excited to continue the island reformation project, which will probably include more chains, torches, and other future secrets. A lot to go. Let's get to some landscaping too. Alright gang, now that we've got the main chain tied down to the plane, we're going to try not to wane from posting a little bit more of this game. Maybe not quite the same. So try not to feign, keep checking back, and we'll get more posted.